Ottawa City Councillor Tim Tierney is back from a trip to Washington, D.C. over the weekend. He was there as part of the Federation of Canadian Municipalities attending the annual League of Cities conference. The City Councillor for Beacon Hill-Searville and first Vice President of the Federation of Canadian Municipalities joins us in studio right now with more. Welcome home.
Thank you. It's great to be back in good old Canada. Absolutely.
How did it go down there? Because clearly tensions are high between our two countries.
They certainly are. And I'm hearing a lot of exactly what we're doing on the ground here. First of all, kudos to Premier Ford. That was one of the biggest discussions that actually took place. I got to present to hundreds and hundreds of American elected officials that are actually going to go out to the Capitol Hill. They're doing that today and tomorrow, and they're going to carry some of our messaging. They're very concerned, just like us, about the impacts of tariffs. And it's one of those situations where we're the level of governments that are going to be able to take some of the bluster out of it, and we just want to sit down with the data and get this resolved.
I know it's a national conference, and then many cities are represented there. Were there ones in particular that you connected with or strategically wanted to connect with in light of everything that's going on?
Absolutely. Mayor Ginther from the Columbus area, he's one of the big powers within that community. We had a great meeting with him. We also met with everybody from Honolulu right across to Ohio. I personally met with I just checked last night, 525 different elected officials.
Wow.
And almost every single one, Steph, said, we're sorry. We're sorry about the bluster. You're not Area 51. You're not the 51st state. You're a respected friend. And you got to remember, they have Democrats and Republican mayors and councilmen. That's what they call them down there. And they were all very apologetic. But the biggest concern, electricity bar none, the cost of housing, which is going to increase by $21,000 per American household, as well as you look at the cost of potash for farming, and they were shocked. They haven't seen the imagery that we provide here in Canada about empty shelves and no Kentucky bourbon.
Right.
So the Iowas, the Kentuckys, they were very concerned about that as well.
Okay, Councillor Tierney, I have to ask you, because it's very nice to hear that mayors of other cities or councilmen of other cities are apologetic. But do they trust that their president will act in good faith on their behalf, or are they concerned that it's going to go south?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of concern. I also participated and was a part of listening in on the Vice President, J.D. Vance's discussion. Right. There was a lot of grumbles in the room of concern. And the big discussion that happened all within the last, while I was down there over a few days, is recession is now the big discussion point. And all these decisions are leading by all economists to a recession south of the border, and it could affect us greatly north of the border as well. So while I'm always elbows up and defending our great nation, we're not going to be bullied. That is made very clear. We're an independent nation. They understand that. But it's reciprocal. If you take energy out, they actually have a net surplus when it comes to how much money they make going back and forth between the borders. Okay. So it is a major concern for them. There's been lots of layoffs. The mayor of Sterling, Michigan, laid 600 people off because they're afraid the power is going to go out or it's going to be too expensive to manufacture parts. That goes back and forth 7 times across the border. Wow.
What do you think happens next?
We're going to keep these dialogues going. We'll allow the other levels of government to do the bluster.
Right.
We're going to work with data, and we're going to be on the ground. I have several meetings back here in Ottawa to connect with a lot of these American counterparts after they've met with their Congress people on the Hill. Like I said, they're going to be doing that over the next few days. And I think that you can see the pause and the go and the flip-flopping isn't good for the economy. Banks don't want to invest in infrastructure projects. It affects everything across the board. And with the words of recession now being very well spoken, and Forbes is predicting this as well, I think you're going to see a quick move to repair this. So we'll stay behind the scenes. I'll continue while doing my job for my constituency in Beacon Hill-Searville. But as an FCM representative, I'm proud to work with them. I'm proud they gave us the time to speak to people. Others were shut out. Other mayors across Canada were shut out from a lot of these discussions. I was able to there, proudly representing our country and our city.
Well, it's certainly all hands on deck. We hear a lot at the federal level and state, provincial level, but clearly at the municipal level, lots of work is being done as well. Councillor Tierney, I thank you for your time this morning.
And thank you for your time as well.
Definitely.